Hello, everyone. Welcome back to 10 Minutes Astrology. I'm Rod Zhang, and this week we are going to explore our final transiting Pluto in the house. We are going to talk about Pluto in the 12th house. Hello, Alejo. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Rod? How's
Not,
everything?
not too bad. I like your new haircut and make you feel so fresh.
Thank you. Yes, summer is coming, so yeah.
Oh yeah, you talk about summer. Today we just like a temperature was drawn a little bit. Yesterday was warm. Today was cold. It's kind of cold and hot, cold and hot. It's very confusing. Yeah. So, before we started, I want to announce that we are still have space for the 7th of June. Christine Skinner going to teach midpoint skill in the astrological planetary image. So, if you are interested into the midpoint skill, please come to join us. Visit our AOA UK website and register your place. But Alejo, what's your future project? Do you have any teaching coming up?
Yeah, on the 24th of May, I'm going to be teaching for Astrology University. I'm going to be teaching a webinar on Saturn, but particularly on Saturn by transit, which we haven't covered yet. And it's going to be about how to interpret Saturn by transit. Particularly, I'm going to focus on what we call the Saturn return and how to be able to engage with a specific chart, like with each chart, trying to see how the Saturn return for this particular person is going to be felt. So instead of
Mm.
coming up with general ideas of Saturn return, to be kind of more specific.
Wow, that sounds so interesting, and it's very useful because Saturn moves very fast, and transiting Saturn moving around house, and that is kind of usually it's a huge task in our life. I think in future, very soon we will talk about it in our 10 minutes astrology. But today, let us finish our unresolved business.
Yeah, yeah.
Look, even just like a 12th week, but I feel like I'm waiting for this moment for a long time. I don't know why. I
Yeah,
don't
come
know
on,
why.
12 weeks is a lot. It's 3 months. 3 months with Pluto. Having as a roommate Pluto, it's intense. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like what we feel now could be a transiting Pluto in the 12th house moment. Don't you think so?
Yeah, I think so. A sense of exhaustion, perhaps. Of course, it's going to be there for a long time, so you're not going to feel that during the whole period. But probably when it first enters the house, there might be a sense of exhaustion. And maybe when it's about to leave the house, right? No, I could say when it's about to leave the house, it's going to go into the first house, so it's going to become, give you power. But probably with Pluto in the 12th, there might be a sense of draining, like losing power in some way. Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I agree because it's very interesting. Pluto is about the power, but it's like understanding power through get it, lose it, and get it back. And
Hmm.
that process could be very slow, very long, and we usually not really aware about it. If every day we are looking for it, it's like, what happened today? Why I have to do this? Why I have to deal with things like this? Why I couldn't explain this and that? I like you say, one characteristic about Pluto is invisible. We cannot see things. We cannot see the Pluto represent something. And in another way, the 12th house is a house of mysterious, and it's the things we are not to identify it easily. We have to through the aspect, through the transiting planet, through other people to point out that Pluto in the 12th house, then we are like, oh, that is the elephant in the room, or that is the haunting ghost in the house. That was kind of
Yeah, totally.
interesting. Yeah. So what I think is this Pluto, transiting Pluto in the 12th house. Well, yes, every time when Pluto moves into the house, we have through the power struggle, how to get it back. But in the 12th house, wow.
I mean, the idea of this idea of the power struggle is interesting, but I think also it's interesting. Uh, when we first started, now you used the word that made me think of this, but now I lost it. Okay, but Pluto going in the 12th, so the 12th house is the house of hidden business.
Uh-huh.
I mean, hidden business, things that we're not aware of ourselves.
Mm.
And Pluto going into the 12th might kind of expose us to that material.
Mm.
So it might feel like and not just expose us, because Pluto, in the myth, Hades kidnaps Persephone, not Persephone, yeah, Persephone, and he takes her down to the underworld, right? So I would say it's not just that this content is going to come up to the surface; it's more that we are going to go down to face
Mm.
this content. So we're suddenly taken. So it's interesting to pay attention to the dreams you have while producing the 12th. The people that come to your life that seem, you were talking about unfinished business. I
Yes.
remember. Yes, this was the word. And I thought it feels so much like Pluto in the 12th, because it's like we are faced to deal with this material, which is kind of always at work, but never present, never visual. And we're forced to see it. So it's important, yeah, to pay attention to your dreams. And it might be important also to check, what fears come up, what fantasies come up. And with Pluto there, probably it's going to be the darker fears of destruction or being taken over by something, kind of Plutonian fears. And perhaps to try to dig deeper, instead of kind of pushing them away, to try to dig deeper on trying to understand, why am I having this fear? Where is it coming from? Why
Mm.
is it, what does it say about me? Because I think the 12th house, it's all of this about all of this information that is, no, I don't want to say manipulating us, but it's all of this
Mm.
unconscious content that it's
Mm.
at work, but that
Yeah.
we're not aware that it's there. And so Pluto is going to tell us, look, this is actually what's happening behind the surface
Mm.
that you cannot see.
Yeah. It's like a take me to a storage house that all the storage all everything that doesn't matter useful or unuseful or doesn't matter I used to like it or not, but it's a huge storage house that you have to maybe sort it out and to see what power you have. So you can take those resources to your when Pluto transiting to the first house, you can use them.
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
Yes,
I think this is the point, because the 12th house, we also relate it to the womb, right? So the
yes.
ascendant, we say, is the moment when we rise, we come to life, we're given birth.
Hmm.
So Pluto in the 12th house could be a very long pregnancy, but
Oh,
could
yes.
this idea of um, giving shape to a new me, to a new being that's going to
Hmm.
emerge, is going to be reborn when Pluto goes into the first house.
Hmm.
Yeah, I like this idea you said very much, Rod. I think it's so good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think it is a very, very long process. And depend on what sign you are, the Pluto can stay there for from, for 15 years to longer, something like a 20 something, nearly 30 years. So you know what? Be patient and don't blame everything to yourself or to anyone else. It's just a process. It's just a process. It's just an experience, you know. So it wouldn't be too easy, but don't be scared. Okay, don't be scared. It's kind of a you are visiting you just like we are visiting a huge supermarket. You're going to pick up everything, but the whole journey is not easy. That's all. So, well, thanks, Alejo, for joining me today's our last episode of Transiting Pluto through the house. And well, Alejo, you can picking a planet. What is the
Oh, yes.
next 12? What is the
I,
next 12 week we're going to talk about? You can choose. You can really go for Neptune, or you were just like, I am going to something else.
no, I think we should go to Neptune. Yes, let's do Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, and then we'll see.
Okay. Okay. Well, so next week we were starting from Transiting Neptune in the first house. Okay. See you. Bye bye.
Take care, everyone.
Yeah. Stop. Cool.
It didn't stop. It's still recording.